Gaz has been stabbed. Now! Call the ambulance! Now! Now!
Our son! They've taken Aiden! They've taken our son!
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love Fightland, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today, we're going to be talking about Fightland Season 1, Episode 4. This is the recap. Down below, I want you guys to let me know, how did you feel about this episode? In my opinion, this was probably one of the best episodes of the season. I mean, a lot of action, secrets being revealed. And what do y'all think about Duke and Joy and Aiden? We talked about this for weeks and weeks, about maybe Aiden is Duke's real son, and that is the case. She told him this at the end of the episode. What did y'all think about that? I mean, Joy, why didn't you tell him before? That's what I want to know. And I know Joy, she was trying to contact Duke when he was locked up, but he never responded or whatever. So maybe she was trying to tell him, but still, we 4 episodes in. You know what I'm saying? Kinsley gone. And to be honest, she could have been told him, like, really? And she wanted him to leave with her, talking about me, you, and Aiden. The sad thing is, when she mentioned that, she never talked about Aiden being his son. She waited until Aiden got kidnapped to tell him the truth. Like, damn. And what y'all think about Duke? I know he's supposed to be smart and calculated, but he's been making a lot of mistakes. And I understand he's like a new criminal or whatever, but man, you've been locked up for 8 years. You don't have no type of awareness. Like, who does this? This guy is leaving his ski mask just sitting around. Y'all saw him with the jacket with the bullet hole in it. Like, dude, stop leaving evidence around. Get rid of it. I mean, I just don't get it. And we know Kim, she is picking up on the things that he is doing, and it's just a matter of time before she catches him slipping. But at least he knows she's a cop. So we're going to see how that all plays out. And we're going to see what Zeke is going to do as well, because he was making some dumbass decisions in this episode as well. But let's go ahead and begin the recap. I'm going to try to focus on all the key points. If I miss anything, I want you guys to let me know down below. So what did we see in episode 4 titled Protect Yourself at All Times? Now this episode starts out with Duke and Zeke raising hell. You know what I'm saying? Getting revenge on the Russians. Sad thing is, we know the Russians had nothing to do with taking out Nadim's son. And of course, the whole explosion at the casino. This is all a setup from Duke. This is what he wanted to happen. But the sad thing is, he is going to suffer some very negative consequences by the end of the episode. Now, we know they're looking for Nick, and Sergey ain't giving him up at all. I mean, he's supposed to be this hothead, but one thing you can't say is he's not loyal, because he's not going to give him up. And we know Duke and Zeke, they made this boy suffer. You know what I'm saying? Burnt his face all up. He was pissed off. And then Zeke talking about don't F with the marshals. Like, dude, are you stupid? Are you slow? Why would you do this? Why would you take off your mask when you don't know 100% that the Russians are behind any of this? I mean, I just don't get it, right? And then Duke gonna take off his mask as well at the end. Like, come on. Like, y'all gotta be slow for real. Now, we know Zeke and Cece, they end up having a conversation about this. She's pissed off. Like, why would you even do this? We know she was already talking to Nick, trying to figure out a game plan to neutralize everything. They was going to give up this Sergey guy anyway. That's what Nick was going to do. He didn't give a damn about that boy. So she, in my opinion, had a better game plan than he had, because this big war that just started would have never popped off if Cece was able to, you know, execute her game plan the way she wanted it to go. But we know Zeke made a major mistake, and they're going to suffer some consequences. Now, we also know that Sergey was pissed off. He had a conversation with Nick telling him, look, I want blood. I want them up out of here. And Nick is telling him don't do anything at all, or he's going to, you know, be in some trouble and all that. But hey, I don't blame Sergey. You done burnt up his face and everything. What you expect him to do? Just sit there and accept it? Hell nah. It's going to be war. It's going to be hell to pay. Now we get to the Marshall Promotions gym, and man, they was poking at your boy Duke. Joseph the Jackhammer was making jokes and stuff about, you know, Duke not having it anymore. Duke kind of ignored him, and then he started talking about his brother. Next thing we know, they get into a fight, and Joseph the Jackhammer, he was getting off, you know what I'm saying? Duke got his turn as well, and then we know Duke ended up going crazy on him. They had to pull Duke up off of him, right? Now we know your boy Zeke is back there recording everything, so we already know this is part of his game plan to get Duke back into the ring, to make a lot of buzz about this. And we know that Joseph was very pissed off later on in the episode, because the clip made him look bad, and it didn't really show what he was doing to Duke at the very beginning of the fight. So I already know he was very upset. Now Duke goes back to his father's boxing gym. He's getting out his frustrations, and we know Jay was doing mitts with him. Next thing we know, Duke starts tweaking out. He sees the ghost of his brother, and he's like, man, I can't do it no more. So he ends up leaving, and Jay is like, what the hell is going on with him? And then we get to your girl Cece. She is having a conversation with Scott as far as the casinos and the sports betting, and he approves it. He tells her they're going to continue with the game plan to do the sports betting. But in order for this to happen, it's going to cost more. So she needs more money, which means she's going to have to wash more money somehow, some way. And this is why she ends up buying the property. The property that Joy is about to get, she bought it before her because she wants to sell it. That way she can use that sale to wash the money. And I already know your girl Joy, she was very pissed off when she found out about the property being bought before her, especially by Cece. Now we get to Zeke. He's on the phone with Corey Taylor, and they're happy as hell. This clip has hit over 1 million views, and the game plan is to get the Duke back into the boxing ring. The clip is making it seem like the Duke was putting hands on Joseph the Jackhammer, right? Now, Joseph walks in. He is pissed off. He's like, what the hell is going on? Y'all making me look bad. I'm trying to protect my brand, and he's not really with the game plan. You know what I'm saying? He's like, look, I'm out. I'm not trying to do this because y'all making me look too bad. And then Zeke. Y'all know Zeke, he's a hothead. He pretty much makes a threat to him like, look, you gonna do what I tell you to do, or you may end up getting dropped off, basically. You know what I'm saying? He said, look, my father, he protects his fighters, but me, nah. I think the fighters should protect themselves at all times. So he's pretty much saying, look, I don't care about you for real. You better protect yourself, and I'm gonna do what I want to do to get this money. And your boy Joseph can't really do nothing for real. He just sits back like, man, okay, I guess I got to roll with the game plan, because if I don't, I may end up getting my ass dropped off. But you already know they've been building up this whole thing with Duke and Joseph as far as them fighting. And we're going to see if that's going to be Duke's return fight. And we also know that Joseph, he believes that Duke ain't the same person no more. He believes he's a damn psycho. And hey, he just may be right. Now we get to Cece and Joy. Joy is very upset because Cece, she bought that property before her. And she's like, look, I'm done with the family business, with the portfolio. I'm tired of, dealing with all this. And Cece ain't going. She is not allowing her to do what she wants to do. She also tells her that Aiden will be staying there. I mean, she's not playing around. She's pretty much trying to control everything that, your girl Joy is doing. And Joy ain't feeling it. She's telling her, don't ever get in between me and my son, or basically it's going to be hell to pay. So we're going to see how this all plays out, especially since Aiden ended up getting kidnapped. I know your girl Joy is about to go off on Cece in the next upcoming episode. Now, Joy does not waste any time at all. She's so upset about what happened with Cece and that property. She goes back to Duke and she tells him, look, let's go ahead and just leave. You know what I'm saying? Me, you, and Aiden, let's get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying? It was always our dream to live together and have our own lives. Let's go. But this is bad timing. We know Duke is very busy trying to execute the game plan with the Russians and Zeke and all this stuff. So he can't even 100% listen to what she's talking about. And she understands that something is up. You know what I'm saying? She's also telling him that she cannot be there if Kinsley ends up returning, which lets us know that she is keeping some secrets, right? And we already know that Aiden is Duke's son, and I believe it's more dirt that she's not telling, but we should find out that real soon. But Duke, he's not trying to do this right now. I mean, he can't afford to do it from the looks of it, right? And she's pissed off. She does not want anything to do with him. I mean, damn, you want him to leave just like that? The sad part is you didn't even tell him right here that Aiden was his son. I mean, you just never know what he would have done, but man, at least tell him. But we know she will tell him when it's a little bit too late. Now we get to the honoring of your boy Simeon to give him the 10 bell count. And Cece didn't want to do this because she felt like maybe the Russians was going to try to come there while this is going down. But Zeke said, nah, we're going to do it anyway. Now, word on the street is that Zeke did something to the Russians with another guy. Jasmine is telling Kim this. So Kim already understands that this other guy that was with Zeke, it had to be Duke, but she just wants to make sure it was him for certain, right? Now her game plan is to continue to put pressure on Duke to get close to him to see if she can get some more intel. And we know he ends up kicking it with her. And we see Lazaro, he sees them two kicking it together. And you already know he's pissed off because he knows she's a cop. Now they end up going back to Duke's house and they're having a good time eating. We know it's Pops. He does come and he brings out some old pictures of Duke when he was a kid. He's talking about how he never got rid of the first TV that Duke bought him and everything, pretty much just appreciating his son. And we can tell Duke was kind of surprised that he kept those pictures for all these years, and he understands like, okay, my dad really does love me, and maybe they can fix the issues that they have, and this will be a good time to start that. Now Kim sees the bag and she sees that ski mask, so she already understands like, okay, so Duke had to be the one that was with Zeke, and she does not want that night to end. She wants to kick it with him. She wants to go to the club, dance, and we know they start talking about his brother, Kinsley, and what Kinsley saw in him, and Duke tells her, well, he knew that he was focused, fearless, and he never stops, right? So when he said that, she understands that he's most likely done some bad things. He's probably hurt some people. Next thing we know, the two end up hooking up. He goes back to her spot. He claps her cheeks. He was having a good old time. And man, your boy Duke ain't playing around. But he does not know she's a cop. And when he leaves, she did not waste any time to look up information about the Russians and that, Bab house that they got in West London, because she plans on going there to ask some questions. Now Lazaro pops up on Duke and he is pissed off. He pulls out the strap on him and he's like, look, so you hanging around her, she's a damn cop. Now, of course, Duke does not know anything about it. And he's like, look, well, we can use her. We can stay close and, take advantage of this and, continue the game plan. But we know Lazaro's like, man, you've been going missing quite often and he ain't trusting it. He tells him, look, if he thinks he's, going to compromise this whole game plan with Armando, basically something going to happen. But Duke understands that Lazaro ain't going to do nothing for real. He's just pissed off. And he understands that Lazaro got something to lose. Because earlier on in the episode, Lazaro said that, Duke, you're not the only one taking the risk. So he definitely has something going on with Armando. And he needs this game plan to work as well. So we're going to see how this all plays out. Now Kim goes back to the Russian spot. She is trying to see what happened and who did this. Who was the two guys that came there? And of course, they're not trying to give her no intel for real. This guy right here, he is pissed off, upset. He got a damn bomb in the room talking about like, I'll blow this mug up. But Kim don't give a damn. She's like, look, you're going to have to just blow it up then. So she calls his bluff. We know they end up getting into like a scuffle. Kim beat the brakes off of him. And then she's, continuing to ask him, who was the other guy? And he ends up telling her, well, it was a big guy and he would not stop. So she had the conversation with Duke earlier on in the episode, and he told her that's one of the things that Kinsley, liked about him, that he is fearless, focused, and of course, he does not stop. So she knows what time it is, right? But this bomb is still about to go off. She ends up leaving, and then the guy was able to escape just in time and stop the bomb. I'm like, damn, this girl Kim is crazy as hell. Now, Sergey is going along with his game plan, and that is to get payback on the Marshall family at all costs. And we know he drops off the maid and he ends up taking Aiden. Now, we know your girl Joy, she is, packing, she's getting ready, she's getting her passport, she's trying to get the hell up out of there, but she does not know what happened to Aiden, but she gonna find out real soon. Now we get to the interview. We know that Joseph the Jackhammer is doing his interview, he's getting ready for his upcoming fight, and we know it's some tension in the air, right? And Duke understands this. Sad thing is, we know his pops, he comes there along with Jay, and he's like, look, y'all got to get the hell up out of here. He understands that something may end up happening, especially after what they did to the Russians. It's going to be hell to pay. Now, we get back to your girl Joy. She goes to check up on Aiden, and we know Cece, she's not there, and her son Aiden is not there. The maid on the ground laid out, she dropped off, and now Joy understands that her son is missing. Now we get back to the interview, and now the Russians, they are there and they ain't playing around. A brawl takes place, and we know the Russians, they're getting knocked out. A lot of them getting knocked out because, to be honest, it's a lot of fighters in there. You know what I'm saying? Joseph the Jackhammer, he's in there, and him and Duke, they got to work together in order to take these guys down. And y'all know Duke, he just wants to get his father up out of there. Zeke, he runs like a little bitch that he is. And then all of a sudden, Duke looks around and he notices that his father done got stabbed. And he's shocked, you know what I'm saying? Jay tells him to call for help. And when he does, we know your girl Joy, she is calling him. He answers the phone. She tells him, look, they done took our son. They took our son, Aiden. So now Duke understands, like, okay, so Aiden is my son. My father laid out right here. He all stabbed up. And of course, I know he was just out of it. Like it couldn't get worse, right? So at the end of the day, yes, Zeke did make a lot of mistakes, taking off his mask, the whole thing with the Russians. But I know deep down inside, Duke got to be like, man, was all this worth it? You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, with the cartel, trying to get revenge, is it really worth it? Because now his family is getting hurt, his son, his dad, and it ain't looking too good. So the question is, what is going to happen in the next episode? Will they be able to get Aiden back? Will Kinsley ever pop up? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got to get those answers, because I'm expecting Joy to turn up. I'm expecting Duke to turn up. And if he loses his father, you already know he is really going to flip out. So hopefully that does not happen. I think his dad going to be okay, but you just never know. But down below, I want you guys to let me know, what do y'all think about episode 4? Basically, this is the mid-season finale. You know what I'm saying? We got 4 more episodes left. This was a banger. This is probably one of the best episodes of the season. A lot of stuff is going down, and I want to know, what's going to happen next within this whole story. And I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support. Thanks to all the members of the channel, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.